All right, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a secret here. I absolutely love base models. I think entry-level versions of cars are some of my favorite cars on the road because you get 90% of the higher trims but save a ton of money, plus a lot of folks can afford them, and that's exactly what we're looking at today. The new 2023 Toyota Corolla, but not just any 23 Corolla. This one is hiding a pretty big secret, which makes it really attractive to me. I can't believe I'm saying that I, Mr. Car Enthusiast, want a Corolla because of this one option. Now, before we go too involved with the new 23 Corolla, let's hear a word from this month's sponsor.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
Ah yes, the Toyota Corolla. Granted, not the most exciting car in the world, but it's not supposed to be. This is not a competitor to a Miata or a Mustang. This is basic, affordable transportation designed to last hundreds of thousands of miles. And the Corolla has always been good at that. And then, of course, Toyota launched the Corolla Hybrid, which was basic transportation designed to last hundreds of thousands of miles, but with really good fuel economy. And then, for 2023, Toyota has launched this model, the Corolla Hybrid, but now with all-wheel drive. And this is what is getting me so excited. You see, I live in Colorado, and I've always loved the Corolla for its simplicity and for its affordability. But living in Colorado, all-wheel drive is pretty much a must. We get a lot of snow. We get a lot of conditions where front-wheel drive will get you places, especially with snow tires, but having all-wheel drive and then snow tires will allow you to tackle the mountains and tackle the ski hills much better than a front-wheel drive option. And now you can do so with the Corolla Hybrid. Now, this model is what they call an on-demand all-wheel drive system. So in the front, you've got a small 4-cylinder engine made into a hybrid system, and then there's no drive shaft from the front to the back. Instead, the rear axle is powered by a separate electric motor, which kicks on when it's needed. So is it a Jeep Wrangler? Is it a Toyota 4Runner? Absolutely not. It doesn't have that level of capability. Instead, it's designed to help you get up those slippery inclines, to help you get unstuck from a stop when needed. And that is such a great option. Now, of course, there's also an all-wheel drive Prius, but let's be honest, not everybody wants a Prius. Not everyone wants kind of the cachet associated with that car, or the funky design. The Corolla is a much more conventionally styled vehicle. It offers a little bit more of that kind of traditional 3-box sedan shape, which appeals to a lot more folks, and having this all-wheel drive option is, in my opinion, a really big game changer. Now, the total system output, you know, it's not a huge number, right around 136 horsepower in total. And then, of course, it's got the continuously variable transmission as well, but it's not designed to be a McLaren P1. It's designed to get good fuel economy and also tackle some adverse conditions. Now, from a design standpoint, even this entry-level LE, for 2023, by the way, in the Corolla lineup, they dropped the L, the base model is now the LE, still has some pretty attractive things. So in the front, we've got LED headlights, very angular, very crisp. We've got the large grille, which is now the trend. Of course, being a hybrid, you've got the Toyota emblem outlined in blue. And as we come along the sides, still have the steel wheels on the entry-level model with the hubcaps, 15-inch wheels. First thing I would do, ditch the hubcaps. I think these actually look pretty cool just with the black steelies. It's kind of a fun look. You do have a slight side skirt there. All-wheel drive badging only found along the rear door there. It's not an exciting car to look at. There's no way around it. I'm really kind of reaching for straws on things to talk about. It's got tail lights. It's got reverse light, it's got turn signals, small exhaust tip down there. Yeah, it's not a car designed to be catchy looking. It's designed to get you from point A to point B in an extreme amount of kind of safety and affordability. But there are some nice changes as we step on the inside. Now, first of all, from a tech standpoint, the Corolla now has an 8-inch standard screen using the new Toyota infotainment system. We still have a key, which I like a lot. Let me grab it out of my pocket here. It's a switchblade style key. Push the button, fold it open, stick it in the ignition, foot on the brake, turn the key. No sound, of course, because it's a hybrid, and it comes into life. And we'll let the 8-inch infotainment screen whir into life as well. And we'll take a look at that new infotainment system. We'll hit continue here. All right, now, of course, the actual screen itself is quite a bit smaller than the bezel which surrounds it. And I had a slightly difficult time learning the system when we had it in our Tundra, but it becomes pretty simple once you figure it out. It's got Apple CarPlay, it's got the phone connectivity you need. This one has navigation as well, and it's quick, it's crisp, and it's pretty easy to use. Plus, it has an actual physical volume knob, which is a huge deal in my opinion. And we even have steering wheel controls on this LE to adjust the volume as well. Below that, single zone automatic climate control, no dual zone, not that you really need it in this model. And then I love the conventional shifter. If you are looking for a vehicle, for example, maybe your aging parents or grandparents, this is a great option because it has not only a typical key, but an old school shifter, which is easy to use. And I actually like this over the Prius little dongle thing. This is just nice and satisfying. You've got park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then an extra regen mode there for B. We also have a couple different drive modes, even in a Corolla LE. So if we push the button, you can cycle through a few different drive modes there. You got eco, you got normal. Those are different drive modes. Okay, there's no sport mode. Traction control off, and then an EV mode as well. So at low speeds, you can lock it into electric mode. I love the seats in this model. So I like that even on the entry-level model, Toyota allows the option to have a multi-tone interior. It's not just a flat black. I think it looks quite good. Same design along the door panels. You got a light upper with a contrasting dark bottom. Same thing even on the dash, and it makes it feel much more premium in here than if it was just a constant black plastic. And the quality of materials is actually quite high. Not a lot of really hard, scratchy plastics. Sure, you have some down here by the cup holders, but it's really not too bad. Electronic parking brake with a brake hold option. Cup holders very easy to use, and then center armrest, which if you went back a few years ago wasn't necessarily something that was standard on an entry-level car. We also have a USB-C port in the armrest, along with a 12-volt 120-watt outlet there. Excuse me, sorry, I just whacked the camera. Leather wrapped steering wheel feels great. It doesn't feel like you're holding onto a Fisher-Price toy. And then the instrument cluster, this is where things you can see fall apart a little bit from a cost saving standpoint, so they definitely are saving some cost on these gauges. There's no bezel around the actual needles, and then we have a little, I think it's a 4.2-inch screen there, although a 7-inch screen is now optional on the Corolla sedan. The information it tells you is anything I think you'd ever really need, but it's not what I would call a flashy little screen, but you can see, for example, your music, what's been playing there, all quite nice. And then look at the tachometer, which is kind of funky in a hybrid. So you have a physical tachometer and then a physical speedometer as well, with 160 mile an hour reading. Very optimistic, I think, for the Corolla hybrid. And then you have physical needles as well for temperature and fuel. Once again, I do love the physical needles. I think that's fantastic. But another reason you want to consider the Corolla hybrid is the standard Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. So we've got lane assist here. We've got adaptive cruise control. Even on the entry-level Toyota, in some premium German brands, you still have to pay extra for those features, and it comes on the base Corolla hybrid. We got windows, power windows, one touch up and down for the driver and the passenger, and the back windows. Look at that. Really nice touch there. Power mirrors, automatic high beams there, and then there's your button to pop the fuel filler. Very comfortable seats, manually adjustable seats, but you've got up and down here on the driver's side. You can, of course, recline. I would like a lumbar option, but that is not something you'd find. The only thing that's really cheap in here are these interior door handles. Are not very premium feeling, but even for an entry-level vehicle, it doesn't feel like you are getting a bean can. Apart from like the wheels and the hubcaps, actually, no part of this says bean can. Power locks, right? It doesn't have, grab the door handle. It doesn't have remote entry, but that's okay. And in the rear here, check this out. We've got USB-C ports, USB-C ports there. I just noticed one other thing too, another USB-C port poking through there. Someone put a little USB-A adapter in there. That's kind of funky. Now as we make our way in the back, the dual tone continues. We do have a small center portion which folds down, a couple of cup holders, lots of rear seat room. This is my driving position at 6'1", and lots got room there. Even headroom, it's actually pretty decent. So not a bad little interior for the price. You got your latch points there for your child seats. And then as we make our way to the trunk, push and hold the pop on the key. That's going to open up. And you've got ample room for my camera bag back here. I got some little notes going on there. And then you can see you also have the 60/40 split there on the seats. But overall, guys, we don't know a couple of things. We don't know pricing or fuel economy, and that is a huge deal with an entry-level car, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But for a vehicle which is just designed to kind of commute to and from work, having that option of all-wheel drive is fantastic. Having the standard 8-inch screen is nice, and the interior is a really big surprise. This is a very livable car and one that I'd be happy to own. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. This has been Tommy with TFL Car. We'll see you on the next episode.